If you're a newly engaged couple or just getting around to planning that dream wedding, this show is for you. Our goal is to be able to help couples plan their dream wedding as a married couple and a couple who's also in the wedding industry as a husband and wife team.
That's right.
And I'm Sylvia Santos.
And I'm Josh Santos.
And this is Forever Has a Ring to It. Today, we have Miss Deb Lewis, a wonderful human being and someone who is very near and dear to my heart, a good friend. And Deb, tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I'm the owner of Lewis Home Bridal, and the primary thing that we do is all the wedding gown alterations.
Absolutely. And that brings us to today's topic, the dress and alterations. Now, getting the dress is an experience, to say the least. It is exciting, it is nerve-wracking, overwhelming, and overall an experience, for lack of better words.
It's a symbol of unity as well. I mean, it's the important thing of the wedding day.
Yeah, and you put on your first wedding dress, whether you're going to buy that one or just try it on, and it hits you. You're getting married. So definitely when you are going wedding dress shopping, be prepared. Waterproof mascara is your friend. Always.
Pro tip.
Waterproof mascara. Bring along people with you who are going to support you and love you and be able to give you the encouragement that you need through buying the dress. Heads up, there's going to be a lot of opinions. There's going to be a lot of overwhelming emotions when you're planning, and it's exciting. So you were saying earlier about going place to place. I thought that was a fantastic idea.
Yes, I think it's exhausting. When you go into a wedding shop, you have about a 90-minute appointment, and it can be exhausting trying on gown after gown. I mean, it's fun and exciting, but I would not have more than one appointment in a day. Like, I would plan a fun weekend with your people, but I would do one shop one day and one the next day. And it gives you time to think and not make a kind of a rash decision or a decision when you're tired.
Yeah, absolutely.
You make an appointment to try on all these dresses. It
Yes.
can be exhausting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And when you are looking for a dress specifically, what do you recommend as far as buying off of the rack?
So you can find some really good deals off the rack unless you choose a dress that's more than 2 sizes bigger than you. I have had so many brides come in, they've bought a gown that's 5 sizes bigger than them because it was a great deal, and we've literally had to redesign it, and they've spent more on alterations than they did on the dress.
So about 2 sizes too big is like the rule of thumb. Don't go past that.
Don't go past that.
Oh my goodness. I guess I was a lucky one. When I was getting my wedding dress, my dress was actually being discontinued. So she had a floor sample, and it was a size 12.
It was a beautiful dress.
Guys, heads up. The reason I say my dress was a size 12 was because when I got married, I was like 119 pounds. And I remember her saying I was a size 12, and I was like, what? I lost so much weight. This hurts. And I was like not ready for that. So tip number 1, do not be alarmed in the event that your dress is a bigger size than what you typically wear. Super, super normal in the wedding industry when you're getting a wedding dress. And I got lucky. My dress fit like a glove.
That's great. That's so great.
I got super lucky. She actually, because it was being discontinued, I got it for half off. Mm-hmm. And I had a fantastic experience. So I actually am so not the one to ask about alterations. I'm so happy you're here. Mm-hmm. When you're buying a wedding dress, what can you do to kind of minimize alterations later on?
Okay, so when you're ordering it, they can size it as close as they can, but when your gown comes in, you will still need alterations. So to avoid extra, I would say be careful of how many extras you have them do. Okay, so just find a gown that you like and that fits you pretty good, and then when the gown comes in, just know you're going to have alterations and just budget for it.
Yeah, and that's a great point because a lot of brides say, hey, this is my budget, and they'll pay top dollar at the end of that budget and then not realize alterations cost money. Mm-hmm. When you're trying to make something that is off the rack, that is not made for your body, fit like it's made for your body, it does add up very quickly. Mm-hmm. just so that you guys have an idea as to what to expect. My dress fit almost like a glove. I am a solid, I'm a whopping 5'2", and my dress was longer, but that was the only issue for the most part that I had, and I spent about $450 on alterations. So I'm lucky I was well within my budget because I got it for 50% off, but it does add up quickly, so definitely keep that in mind.
For sure.
And as far as alterations, what typical alterations are needed when someone buys a wedding gown?
So even when they have sized you, you're still going to need to have probably have the chest taken in, your hem and your bustle. Those are the alterations that we see on most of our gowns. As far as the chest being taken in, we can sew in inserts, but it still probably needs to be resized. The hem is when we make the gown shorter, and we'll talk about bustles in a minute. But those are your typical alterations.
I have no idea what a bustle is.
You said the hem to make things shorter. I'm like, for tiny people like me.
Yes, yes.
All right, so I guess you know what's coming next. What is
Right,
a bustle?
Sure. Yeah. What is a bustle?
Okay, well, can I tell you what it's not?
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
At the end of
What
your
it's not?
At the end of your train is going to be a loop. That is not your bustle. That is only to hang it on the hanger so you can transport it. Do not think you're going to hoist your gown up all evening long with that loop and be dancing. That's not a bustle.
So, fun fact, I actually was a maid of honor, and I shot the same wedding for my dear friend Jenna, and she totally did that. She got the dress right off the rack, and she danced around all night with her little loop-de-loop in hand, and I had no idea that was not a bustle.
Now, we can design a wristlet for you if you think that's a really romantic look, but it comes out through the top so that the rest of your gown is showing, not the underneath. But the bustle, what it is we take the long train of your gown and we bring it up so that it looks gorgeous when you're getting married. You're walking down, you've got this beautiful train, and then afterwards for the reception, it's brought up so that you can dance and enjoy your whole evening. But it is important that it's built correctly, and what you want to do is at your second fitting, have your alterationist show you how to do it. I would bring someone with and have them practice it and also have them videotape it.
That is
wow.
so smart. Yeah, that way that your buttons don't get lost in there.
Right. And when they're watching it, like if your mom is there or a bridesmaid and they're watching me do the bustle, it looks so easy. And then when they start to do it, it's a whole nother thing. So really, really have them practice it. It
You
really
are
is.
a pro. You make everything look easy.
Well, thank you.
So not every dress comes with a bustle then?
No, in fact, in 14 years of doing wedding gowns, I've only had one come bustled.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't come bustled.
That is incredible.
And part of it is because you want to be able to design your own bustle and you want to have it set to the height that you'd like. And there's a lot of variables in it.
I thought it was a choice, but like now that I think, I never thought of it like too much into dress. But some brides come with a bustle or the way that you described, or some don't, and that makes life much easier.
Yes.
So as far as the bustle itself is concerned, how exactly do you do it? Is it like buttons on the inside, the outside? How does it work?
It depends on the design of the gown. And so your typical bustle is going to have a snap holding the top layers and the lining together. So after you've walked down the aisle, then you're going to unsnap it, and then the bride will hold the top layer. You'll bring the bottom layer up. Typically, that layer is just a loop to a button. And then the outer layer, it depends on the design of the gown. You can have an over bustle where you've got the loops up to the buttons, or you can do a French bustle where you've got the ties underneath and you bring it up under.
Oh, that's super cool.
It's really fun. Those are the two basic. We also do like a ball gown one where it makes the whole dress the same length all the way around, and it's fun. I enjoy it. It's the creative part of it. I enjoy that.
That's so much fun. And yeah, I'm sure you definitely recommend one so that people aren't like stomping on your dress.
For sure, yes.
Someone stomps on it the wrong way and then you have a bride down.
You do. We like to have a backup, so we'll do extra loops so that if somebody does pop it, then you've got a backup and things like that. So
Awesome. And as far as alterations, what exactly is the process for something like that?
Sure. So you can plan on at least 3 fittings. So you're going to come to your first one and they will fit you. They'll do all your pinning. Then when you come back for your second one, everything is just basted. They shouldn't have cut away anything unless they have your prior permission. So you'll check everything then, and then you'll come back and it's all done and ready to go for you. Now, there couldn't be an extra fitting in there if you have added something, or let's say you've lost a bunch of weight, or you want something different done, that kind of thing, that you could have a fourth one, but plan on 3 and bring your shoes every single time.
That is so
Every
smart.
time.
Bring your shoes.
Yeah.
Bring your shoes.
These shoes that you're wearing in your wedding, because literally we're setting your hem to those shoes, and you change it midway, it changes the hem, and you paid for that.
And
so.
once
Right.
you cut that thing, it's gone.
It's done.
That is.
Now, speaking of cutting it, you can ask your alterationist to save that, and then you can wrap your florals in part of your hem so it matches your dress, and there's things to do with it. It's kind of fun.
That's gorgeous. I never even thought about that. Or like you could repurpose it and like attach it to like a jean jacket or something.
Or a bow for your dog.
Oh, I
I've
love
done that too. Yeah.
That is.
If the dog's in the wedding. I mean, normally dogs don't need bows, but
Unless he's just extra fancy. I love that. So I also like that you mentioned if you were to lose weight, what does something like that look like? Has that happened before?
oh yes, one time I had a bride lose 50 pounds
Oh
in the
my
process
goodness.
of our work together. So when you go to set your appointment, which you're going to want to have it 8 weeks out from your wedding, that's what we recommend. When you make your appointment, tell your alterationist that you are on a weight loss journey so they can accommodate you. So what we do is we'll wait as long as we can, and then we'll push that second fitting as close to the wedding as possible so that you have as long as possible to lose the weight and kind of be set.
Gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha. And what is, I guess, the earliest and what would be the latest as far as alterations go?
So if you're somebody that like never changes your weight and you just want to check it off your list, you can start whenever you want to. We do recommend though that it's as close to the wedding as possible. Just, I don't know, just in case your body changes and you don't have to store it as long and things like that.
Makes sense.
Gotcha. And as far as late, like what's like the quickest dress you've ever had to turn around? I'm just curious.
I have turned it around in 4 hours.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not
the
kidding.
Day of?
The day before. Yep, I've whipped it around in 24 hours. Also, yeah.
I knew you were.
I
a
don't
miracle worker,
recommend.
but
I don't
man.
recommend it, but I have. Yes.
Trooper.
Man, that is 4 hours.
Yes. So basic places are going to charge you a rush fee though if you come in less than 5 weeks. So
Yeah.
get it on
Right.
the calendar and don't wait.
Hun, can you imagine doing a wedding in 4 hours, getting the call?
Nope.
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 No.
We did
That is
do
incredible.
a wedding in 48 hours. We had. It was around the time of COVID. A groom, sweetest groom in the world, he reached out to me. Logan, if you're listening, we love you. He reached out and was
Hey,
like,
Logan.
"Hey, our wedding photographer has COVID. He's not coming to our wedding. Our wedding is in like 48 hours. Could you please?" And I was like, "We actually don't happen to be booked this weekend.
And it was
Just tell
down the
me."
street too. It was
just-
Oh,
like 10
wow.
minutes away the venue.
That's neat.
I was like,
So-
"Just tell me where and when we'll be there."
The stars aligned for Logan.
Yeah, we picked it up. So yeah, I thought 48 hours was wild, but a dress in 4 hours, you got me beat big time. That's awesome. So as far as the process itself goes, is there anything that you highly recommend that all brides out there should know ahead of time?
Sure. I think it's really good to bring somebody with you that knows you well, because like they'll know, hey, you don't typically fidget like that, or they can read your face that you aren't super comfortable with what the alterationist is doing. They can just read you and speak up for you if you feel like you need that. So I would bring someone with that can see a different angle than you do. I would always have someone with me.
Yeah, that's super
But
smart.
not somebody opinionated and going to hurt your feelings. So pick the person wisely.
Yes, someone who will definitely take your feelings into account when they're telling you, hey, maybe you don't look comfortable. Maybe, do you want to try something else?
Also, I think it's important that they take some video, not just still pictures, because when you take a video, you can just really see the whole gown and how it's playing together and working together.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Now, just out of curiosity, while we're on bridal topic, as far as bridesmaids dresses go, what do you recommend there?
So yeah, it's a little tough. So I do like the idea when brides are allowing the bridesmaids to choose what looks good on their body, and you can order those online and they can pick what they'd like. They need to know though that when they order their gowns, there's a restocking fee. So it looks like it's free to order 3 and try them on, but then they're paying $75 if they didn't like any of them to send them back. So just have them be careful with that part of it, and then go to an alterationist. Have them go to the alterationist that the bride is already using, because she'll accommodate them more. Like if I won't charge any rush fees if I'm serving the bride, that that kind of thing. I would just go to the same one, and plus it can make it fun together.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, also, if you've got a mother of the bride's dress still, bring that in. The alterationist can turn it into a robe for you to wear when you're getting ready, or we can shorten it for you to wear for your rehearsal dinner. There's a lot of fun things to do with mom's gown. We can completely redesign it. But don't just ignore it because you don't want to walk down the aisle in it, but use it for something fun.
I love that. I love that. And do you guys do anything as far as bridal gowns for brides who aren't interested in holding on to the dress itself in full? Like, is there anything special we can do with that afterwards?
Oh, yes. Like, we can cut it into a shorty for your first anniversary. We can, if you don't like it at all, we can cut it and make it a tree skirt for your Christmas or ornaments. But there's things that can be done with it. Yeah. But, yeah, I think it depends. A lot of brides want to have it preserved and kept, but then you're kind of moving this box the rest of your life, right? So just do something fun with it, I think. But
I know plenty of people that do the trash the dress, or set it on fire.
I don't want to know that one.
I know one that took it underwater.
Yeah, me too. Right? I've had a gown go. Yeah, they went in the ocean with it. I'm like, I don't want to hear this. I'm working really so hard on it.
Sounds fun.
Working so hard on it, and you're just going underwater. There goes the dress.
We need to do one of those. I'm for it.
Actually, fun fact: my dress is currently just in our guest room. Actually, when we were going to take the picture for the podcast, for the cover of it, I actually put on my wedding dress.
Fun. And
I was like, oh, it would be so fun if we wore like our actual wedding attire like 4 years later. And I put it on and I was like, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
That's cute.
It's pretty much reserved for like shoots if we need.
Yeah, I like put on this dress, and I guess I forgot how heavy the dress itself is.
Yeah.
Definitely, for those of you going underwater with your wedding dresses, I don't know how you do it. I could hardly walk in mine. Well, I guess that's just about everything. Deb, thank you so much for joining.
You're so welcome. My pleasure.
It was an absolute pleasure to have you, as always. And that about wraps up episode 4 of
Forever Has a Ring to It.
Forever Has a Ring to It. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Bye.